Well, some people posted some comments on YouTube referring to the intelligent design community as ideas. Ooh, remember the words of the sage, guys. Keep your words warm and soft. You may have to eat them. The ID people are anything but idiots. First of all, they're comprised of some of the most brilliant people on planet Earth. Secondly, all they're doing is pointing out a very simple scientific tool that even children use every day. Now, in rant number 93, 94, and 107, I show you why evolution is a supernatural process by very definition of the word, because it violates all scientific observation that we can make in nature. Evolution is neither scientific nor natural. Well, we get a problem then. If evolution is a supernatural process, and creation is also a supernatural process, and both are outside of the realm of science, how then can we use science to deduce which one is the correct faith? Evolution or creation? Because they're both blind faiths. Whether evolution produced the first life or whether the creator God produced the first life, nobody was there to observe the event. Enter intelligent design, referred to as ID. So I'm walking out in the bush and I stumble upon this box. Do you think this box had a creator? Well, of course it did. Congratulations! You just used the scientific tool of intelligent design and proved my point. So we now have a scientific tool based on deductive reasoning that we can use and apply to the origins debate to figure out which faith is the correct one, evolution or creation. You see, the scientific tool of intelligent design is just that, a scientific tool. It is deductive reasoning, not blind faith. For instance, did this have a creator? What about this? Or this? Or this? You know that these objects had a creator. This is scientific deduction. This is not blind faith. You didn't see the creator make them. You had no idea who made them. But you know that an intelligent source made them. So let's take a look inside the cell. The DNA is housed in the nucleus of the cell. The DNA contains the blueprints for all of the cell and all of the mechanisms in the cell. The DNA provides the blueprints or plans for the protein synthesis factory. But the protein synthesis factory produces the proteins that are needed to make the DNA. The protein synthesis factory makes the proteins that are needed for the power plant, like mitochondria. But the power plant provides the power for the protein synthesis factory to function. The protein synthesis factory makes the proteins that are needed in the assembly of the cell wall, but the cell wall is what holds the whole cell together. This is like the chicken and the egg question. Which came first? Oh, the chicken or the egg? That's a nonsensical question. It was the chicken, the rooster, and the egg. They all came around at the same time. So using the scientific tool of intelligent design, is it more scientific and logical to conclude that all these complex parts were created at the same time and formed together, seeing as how they're codependent? Or is it more scientific to say that they formed by unguided processes that were completely unrelated? Think, man, think! Now, some, of course, will argue to say, oh, but cars and hammers and man-made objects don't reproduce, so it doesn't apply to evolution. Really? So what? Proteins and amino acids don't reproduce either, and you need those for the origin of life. Check out rant number 107 to find out why it's absolutely impossible for proteins to have formed without outside intelligent guidance and direction. And check out rant number 78 to find out why origin of the species by natural processes is absolutely impossible. It is perfectly logical and scientific to conclude that complex life systems were formed by an intelligent designer. It is completely unscientific and illogical to suggest that complex biological systems arose separate from one another when they need one another. And intelligent design, contrary to what was said at the Kitzmiller-Dover trial in Pennsylvania, intelligent design is not creationism in disguise. It is a scientific tool that everybody uses every day. Many of these same people who refer to the intelligent design camp as idiots then turn around and use the tool of intelligent design in things like the SETI project. That's the search for extraterrestrial life. Yes, they're looking for intelligent design in space signals so that they can prove that there's life on other planets. Talk about not seeing the forest for the trees. Good grief! They delved into outer space looking for radio signals that show signs of being intelligently designed. That's the tool of intelligent design. But yet, when we point out that life is just too complex to have evolved, they say it's unscientific. to conclude that it was intelligently designed. Life is just so much more infinitely complex than a silly radio signal. Do you not see the hypocrisy in this? But it's not just good enough to know that there's an intelligent designer. In rant number 15, I tell you how you can know who that creator is. I happen to know the designer of life. His name was Jesus Christ, named by name as the creator in John chapter 1 verse 3. I know him personally. How about you?